Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open day. Hope everyone had a nice and profitable Wednesday. Today is, what is the day? Thursday, the 19th of March, and it's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means we got another 15 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. We'd wrap up this live stream within 90 minutes, so usually around 10:30 to 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the video description below for some FAQs. Let's get into it. Today, SPY, not super down, which is a bit refreshing. Finding some huge support right around 230 to 233, kind of consolidating in this area. I think we're down just a little bit here. It's always tough to say because I just can't fit the whole thing on this longer term chart, which is where I usually like to get my estimate. So let's see, we're at 239 right now. We closed somewhere around here. So yeah, we're give or take basically break even at this point. That was quite a nice little bounce we had actually on SPY, because at first we were down about 2%. I was like, okay, that's not too bad. So overall, it should be a hopefully somewhat calm market-wide day. Although we might have, a big bounce or something like that, but I think the morning should be kind of nice. Oops, just opening a bunch of folders. No, where am I? Okay, everything looks good. Good morning, everyone. Lucifer, Satoshi, Shane. Good to see you guys back here. Paul. Yeah, Satoshi, that's super true. Oh man, yesterday, what happened with BMRA? Literally, like 20 minutes after I closed the stream, it rips, and that's what we were waiting for all day. But so far, I would honestly say like 45 out of 50 times. So like basically 9 out of 10. It's good to end the live stream at 11. I get, by 11 o'clock, since I wake up fairly early here, local time, it's getting pretty late over here, and it's about to get 1 hour later. And, I'm already kind of delirious by the time it's 11 o'clock, and I don't want to keep trading at that point. And I think over the long run, it's definitely the profitable decision. So I'm going to keep closing the live streams at 11. We used to actually end the live streams at like 10. Do you guys remember that? So let's go over to the charts. And yeah, yesterday I was watching this stream later in the day, and it was lagging so much. I really apologize for that. Yesterday was really bad. I'm not totally sure why yesterday was so bad. Hopefully it doesn't happen again today. I didn't even have the scanner open yesterday, so it's kind of crazy. I think it's No, come on. This is a little... Okay, looks like we're back on it. I have no idea what happened right there. Sometimes that happens. That's just how it goes when you do something live. A little bit unfortunate though. I gotta say, yesterday we were having a lot of streaming issues, and I didn't even have the scanner going, so I couldn't even tell you really why. I think it's just the cables here might be they're not probably ready for so many people working at home or something like that. I have no idea. We've gotten some calls in about that's the problem, but there's not a lot I can do when the internet goes down. Okay, so although I'm thinking about getting a secondary internet provider as a backup internet, but it's all kind of run by the same cable company here, so there's not a lot you can do. Let's go into the watch list now that we're kind of backed up on time, just a few moments now. 43 stocks now pulling up here on the scanner. I'm not going to go through all of them because this is a little absurd, but when I ran the scanner this morning, it was really, really nice. We were under 20. So I have those right here. I think we're a little over 20, like 25 or something like that. So I have those here. The big runners though, are still APRN from the day before. APRN hit 25, which is absolutely ridiculous. I almost want to dive into some of my margin accounts to short this one. And right here at 25, remember, we kind of identified this area as a potential turnaround because of these huge bottoms and tops that we had at 25. So we ran all the way up to 25. Now we're pulling back a little bit. Kind of an interesting one. We also have WTRH, which is one of the lead gappers from the day before. These are both on their fourth green days. I don't know if I'm going to be trading either one of them, but what I will be looking for are potential turnarounds. And maybe some dip buys on both of them. I think they both could be really, really good dip buy opportunities. Let me quickly check BMRA. Yeah, this one's pulling up a lot as well, not too much, but from 10 to 17, 70% move to the upside after hours. Pretty nice. That move yesterday was just absolutely insane, and we just totally missed this one. It was right after we closed the live stream, and this happened at 11:08 and then just flew here 90%. So really, really strong. Good. See you guys coming in there. Good morning. How'd go? Satoshi took your advice and bought overnight, now up 6K. Really, really nice on APRN. Although I don't think I said buy APRN overnight. I was saying I'm super cautious with APRN. It's on its fourth big green day already. That is insane. But yeah, congratulations, Satoshi. That's a really, really nice trade. Super nice trade, actually. But I just be very careful with these. Usually we don't see these fourth green days. Second, third green day, sometimes. Fourth, fifth green days, that's getting really, really shaky. But sometimes you can get those blow off tops where these stocks go exponential. I mean, APRN was at $2 and now it's at 25. So pretty absurd there. Come some crazy growth. It's like 12 times growth. I got some new stocks on the scanner. IFMK, first green day. Well, I don't even know if I want to call it first green day because it's kind of been spiking up lately, but this is, I would say, the first real green day. 26 million market cap, 18 million shares outstanding, but the float is much nicer than that. Let me quickly go here to the float. Where is it? Okay, here we go on FinViz, 8.5 million, much nicer. News, iFresh signs purchase agreement to acquire 70% equity interest in some medical technology company. It sounds kind of Chinese actually as well. And that was yesterday at 8:30 a.m. So that's why we had this big run up yesterday. Let's quickly go to the charts. The long-term daily, $2, interesting spot to watch. Again here at 2.9. Definitely keep an eye on that. And we are all the way at 2.58. So we're kind of ranging in this area right now. 2.07. Could see a good dip buy on this one near $2 today with the market open. Plus, I don't think we're going to get any sort of market-wide halts with the market open or anything like that. So I think this could be really, really nice. $5, some big resistance in this area. And again, like at 4.5, I would keep an eye out for that area as well. Maybe a little bit higher, but. So yeah, this one has huge spikeability. It's everything we're typically looking for. 75%, first green day. Halted pre-market. So they have purchase agreement for medical. What I'm a little confused about is why they're doing that, why they're buying this medical company. I would have to look a bit more into that medical technology. What is interesting, iFresh, it's a grocery store USA company, and this company you know, we've been seeing a lot of these services and food companies. APRN, that's a food delivery, kind of a recipe, kind of home cooking company. WTRH, that's a food grocery delivery specifically for restaurants. And then we have one more, BURG, which is the second lead gapper with very similar industry as well. BURG is a 7.8 million market cap, 11 million shares outstanding, 10 million float. So again, exactly what we're looking for. It's a restaurants services company. What kind of catalyst did these guys have? Let me quickly here. So they're spinning off some restaurants. Doesn't seem like the best news. I'm not totally sure why they're up so much. So this one might not be as nice as IFMK, but let's see what happens. Kind of some support here at 1.2, a little bit lower on the price range. I really don't like the spread that we see here on this one. It kind of bothers me trading these. So I don't know how I'm going to be trading BURG, but I think this could maybe see a high of day here at 1.62 again, maybe rip to the upside. I also have, let me go ahead and identify this 2.8 area. I have a limit order on MBRX right now as well. Former runner, $0.6, big time support. I was thinking maybe we'll see a pullback to it. So maybe if we see a pullback to 0.6, I would like to go along this one. I have a smaller position allocation. So today I'm going to be doing, again, 3 trades ideally. So I'm going to allocate my position sizes about $1,100 per trade. So a little bit on the lower end. Don't see any specific news on this one. Let me quickly check this again. Has a bit bigger of a float. Biotech company. Tested on a range of viruses, including coronavirus, WPT Pharmaceuticals. General coronavirus play. This one was a former runner, had 3 already big days, and then today it just absolutely ripped to 1.62. So really, really strong there. Let me quickly check the stream, make sure everything's looking healthy. I see you guys. Sorry, there's a lot to take rather than. Morning, Keith. Let's check out CHEF. I'll throw that one on too. That one's been a recent runner. Sheaf Warehouse absolutely getting destroyed. Oh my lord. You know what? I was not thinking about CHEF. I was thinking about Canvas, I think. 3.6. Wow, what a dip. Dip buying this at 3 would have been pretty interesting. Typically we don't buy these biggest losers and things just pulling back. You don't know when you're going to be dip buying them, but really interesting call on this one. I probably won't be trading it. Did not accept your order. No, price increment 0.01. It means you're placing a limit order where you can't be placing a limit order on the order book. I really don't know why TD Ameritrade does that. It's really, really annoying, and I sometimes complain about it quite often. You have to place a limit order within 2 decimal places if it's above $1. So you could say join the bid or join the ask and then adjust your order, but you can't say like, if I try to join the order here, it won't work. I'll get the rejection as well. So you have to do it here at 1.21 or whatever you want the price to be. All right, guys, we got another 20 seconds till the market opens. BURG, pretty interesting. IFMK, sorry. All interesting stocks. I don't know. Out of the gates, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious, but so far it looks like it could be a really, really good day. About $1,000 position sizes, so I'm going to go ahead and put that here to 400. Here we go, guys. Good luck, everyone. IFMK pulling back a little bit. Market open. Let's see what the lead runner is today, the lead gapper. WTRH, APRN, all big movers. IFMK 9.1 million, 58%. So far, really, really nice on this one. Let's see what kind of gets the most of the energy. 218, still a lot of selling. MBRX is below 0.76. I might have that limit order go off any moment, so keeping an eye on it, but It's going to be kind of tough to watch. 2.2, bit of a pullback here. Remember, 75% gap up. I wouldn't mind seeing $2 crack a little bit and then buying the turnaround. I really don't like, again, how IFMK is listed. The order book is very messy with the 4 decimal places. I don't know why TD Ameritrade does not clean that up. $1.5 is pretty interesting support and resistance as well. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. Right now we're still selling off. This could be a good red to green move though, 12% if we came back to the former highs. It's really hard to see kind of what's going on here, but just checking out here, 0.07, decent amount of buyers. Huge spread, just check out that spread. It's like a 3% spread. I think $2 could be a really good bounce area, and I kind of want to get aggressive. It's the lead gap where I just feeling a little bit uncomfortable. The reason the spread is so bad because it was just a sub-dollar stock and they have not corrected it yet. I'm not sure how long that usually takes, but apparently it takes several days. Here we go. Now we're pulling under 2. A lot of selling volume. My alert should have went off. Maybe it didn't go deep enough. WTRH, former runner from yesterday, making new highs. APRN at $24. Really, really impressive. I'm still not totally decided what I want to be trading. I don't like these days where I don't fully know what I want to be trading. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable. WTRH coming to this big gap down area at $4, $3.85. Just, you know, keep an eye on that. That looks a little bit, I don't know, this could be a tough spot to break higher from. IFMK still struggling around 2, but had a first initial bounce. BURG also pulled back in the morning. Markets are all kind of red, but not really too bad. BURG, if it signs some support here at 1.2, this could be a really, really nice trade. %20 move on those just three green candles. That's pretty solid stuff. MBRX kind of pulling back a little bit, still keeping an eye on that one for an entry around 0.63. BMRA. Well, I'm not rushing into anything, but AHPI, guys, at $27. Ay. I think we're seeing such a serious short squeeze going on here. Straight vertical. That's funny. So IFMK found some support at $2. That's where I was thinking about buying it. I guess I should have just got aggressive. 12% move so far. This could be a red to green move. That's kind of what I was thinking on it. So let's go ahead and keep watching this one. Really, really nice turnaround we had. So our original call on IFMK was right in terms of what I wanted to be doing, buying that $2 support. I didn't do it just because that spread on the order book really kind of freaked me out a little bit. 2.3. Let's see what kind of resistance we see here. BURG now up 94%. WTRH. What aggressive little spike back down it had, huh? Let's keep watching this one. It's right now in an interesting little range, kind of trading in this area. I'm going to see if it breaks out to the upside or to the downside. I don't like the fact that WTRH is on its fourth big day. That's why I probably won't be trading WTRH or APRN to the upside, buying any sort of breakouts or something like that. BMRA at all-time highs. It's a little tough finding the lead gapper that I want to be trading. I think IFMK was kind of that lead gapper that I wanted to be trading, so I probably should have focused a bit more on that one. But again, it's also had quite a big run from 0.5, even lower, 0.341, right, to 2.2. Nice, Shane. Really solid. There's a lot to be watching right now. I think we have definitely all the main ones on the list. What do you do when you have too many stocks to watch? You look to see if there's any more stocks to watch. I just want to kind of see if there's anything else that I've totally missed. But I think so far we're definitely watching the main ones. TTO, that's definitely one that I think I did miss. TTOO, kind of probably crept on the watch list a little bit late. Sub dollar though, not really interested in these. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad. Here we go, APRN. I can't believe it's trying to break above 26. This is absolutely ridiculous. I think APRN, more than anything, is a huge short squeeze right now. People are probably getting margin calls. It's just probably really messy. 1, 2, 3, fourth big green day. That's something you just rarely see. WTRH making moves higher here. IFMK had a bit of a double bottom. Still have a limit order for this one. I'm going to go ahead and move it down just one. Here we go, IFMK pulling back. Yeah, Shane, you got a pretty nice one. I know what you mean. IFMK pulling back a little bit more now. I'm a bit surprised that our two lead gappers aren't kind of performing that strong, but at the same time, can I really be that surprised? It's just, it's kind of been the general theme that the small caps have had a little bit more struggle. It wasn't really till they started gaining momentum that later on WTRH and APRN really started performing, which just is not the usual case. 1.5. This thing hasn't really pulled back too much. It's kind of just a continuous streak to the upside. 40% with BURG, absolutely insane. I hope some of you guys snagged BURG. I totally snoozed on that one. 1.62, it might try to break that former high. Got some bigger resistance at 2, but for now, this is going to be a really interesting area. Whew. Whew. Why is the chart red on APRN from Anthony? It's up 63% on the day. If it has a red chart, that means it gapped up and pulled. So it's lower than where it opened up on, which would make sense. BURG was just halted. Right now, APRN is a green candle for me, but if it goes below, I think like this 25 area, it's going to be a red candle on the day. Insane. Absolutely insane, this one. I didn't get any trades on it these last 4 days. It didn't really have a catalyst. I didn't really see why it was going up. So I think this is a giant short squeeze. This is totally unwarranted, this move, I believe. IFMK. Well, it's bouncing off at 2 again. Bit of more of a slow mover. All right, I need to get a game plan together. I'm a little bit all over the place. Let's see here. So it's 9:43 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have not made a trade yet. I have a limit order on MBRX if we start pulling closer to 0.6. What I'm looking for is a potential big mover near 10 o'clock. So let's start maybe thinking, what could be that one? Where can we get some maybe nice bounces? A lot of volume here today, but it's really the volume is with BMRA, WTRH, and APRN, which were former runners. So both of these are just, in my opinion, super overextended, and I don't really want to be trading them in breakouts, but I've been proven wrong over and over again on them. So it's tough. It's tough. I know I'm on the wrong side on those. I typically like to watch the new elite gappers, but IFMK and BURG aren't maybe performing in the way. Actually, BURG is definitely doing what I wanted, but somehow I missed the entries on it. It's going to get unhalted at 47, so we got 3 more minutes. When a stock is halted, I feel like things get so quiet. I don't know if it's in my mind or if it's just in some sort of reality. Just like BMRA pumping. Yeah, it is. It's so true. I'm surprised APRN was halted as well. This one's about to get unhalted. Actually, I don't know why it hasn't been unhalted yet. It's already been 5 minutes. Maybe there's a 10-minute halt on APRN. Could be a 10-minute hold. 10% drop in 2 minutes on WTRH. That's a quick one. 15-minute EMA kind of just pushing it up. BMRA had a really nice breakout from 20. It's only the second green day on it. Up much more than I would have ever expected, but that's what you get with these floats under 10 million. And that's why we trade these low float stocks for these exact moves. It's like, is everything halted or am I just crazy? Satoshi, done trading with an 8K day. Beautiful, nice stuff. That overnight with APRN was the ticket, huh? Kaboom. IFMK back at 2.3. Really interesting setup here. Breaking higher, 2.3. Yeah, this is the one I probably should have just been focused on the whole day. Let's see what happens. $2.58 could be a big breakout area. It's like everything got halted. Now people are focusing on this one. I'm a little bit overwhelmed in the just general decisions right now. MBRX had a really nice breakout from a little bit of a mix. 2.3 and 2.2, a little bit of both. IFMK. Interesting setup here. A lot of energy in the markets today. At least in the small cap world. Really impressive. I like to see this this activity. I wasn't ready for this activity, to be honest. In the last basically week, it's been so dry in the small cap world. So kind of just seeing such an explosive market open in the small cap world really caught me off guard. Totally caught me off guard. BURG is kind of hard to get into, huh? It just keeps getting halted. Everything is halted. Everything is flying. I think I'm going to look for a trade on IFMK. I would like to see a better 5-minute setup. Oh. All right, we just got an entry on MBRX. That's the one I've been waiting for quite some time. See what kind of bounce we get on it. Getting a little bit of a move here on this one. Looking for MBRX to break above this 15-minute EMA. I'm not sure if we're going to get that. Big buyers now coming in at 67. It's a bit weird how these sub-dollar stocks move, just because you can kind of see here big buyers at 67, but for some reason the price is not going over 67. So it's just a little bit confusing how these guys move sometimes. That's why I typically don't trade them too often. Just not very clean. Looking for a break here above 69, 68. I went ahead and closed this position. I was well above my average place where I want to take profits between 5 and 7%. This was a smaller position size, like I said, so I was super happy just to close out this position. Yeah, I might have sold way too early, but I do not care, because every time I don't sell early, I miss out on a big move, and all of a sudden I close a position that's much, much worse. So take my profits when I have them. Nice. First trade with MBRX. We're up about $126 on it with a $1,000 position roughly. So not too bad on that one. Actually a little bit more, about $1,100 position. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see how it goes. I'll be right back actually. This is insane. If APRN goes to 30, I would probably cry. I don't know if I can handle that mentally. 3.6, guys. WTRH, really nice bounce off of this area. I'm kind of upset I wasn't ready for that. Let's see what happens. I've been waiting for a pullback below this area. I don't know. Call me a little overly skeptical, but I don't think this bounce is the end. Markets are all doing all right. Bitcoin's up quite a bit today, huh? 10%. 10% for Bitcoin is a big day. Oh yeah, MBRX, huh? Just boom. Could have took another 9% out of it, but I would have sold at 72. I don't care though. That, like, I have zero FOMO in me left over. I understand basically on every trade, you're never going to be always right. From what I see on this trade is I had just about a perfect entry and I had just about a perfect exit on this one. This second move is hard to predict. You could say, you know, coming back to VWAP test there is you know, a good chance on that. It's tough to trade, And if I can consistently take my 7 to 10%, 5% even, I am going to be super, super happy. In this trade, we got basically around 12%. So I'm as happy as it gets. Here we go, dipping now, WTRH. Wow, the kids are screaming so loud outside, you'd think someone just got stabbed. Okay, let's see here. If we want an entry on this one, 300 shares, a little bit on the light side. Strong pullback here. I'm just going to keep watching this. I don't think this pullback's over. It might be, but I don't know. Let's see what kind of reversal we can identify. That's a big sell-off. Do you guys hear that? They're so loud. Oh my Lord. Wow, another dip looks like it's taking place right now. $36 has some big time buyers on it. Could be the reversal spot. I'm not going to get an early entry though. Looking for an entry at 22. Well, that was quick. Got that entry at 22. $2.9. That was a huge dip. I have no idea what just happened on this one. I have not seen a sell-off like that ever. Whoa, that was insane. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, I just had a fat daddy loss on WTRH. I have not seen a pullback like that in quite a while. Everything was looking pretty good. I was waiting for 33 to get chipped away. Happened. Got the entry that I wanted at 22. Kept on selling off. Well, that just happens sometimes. So tough one. I got one green one and so far one red one, which is not looking too good. But that's why on days like today where we have rocket volume, I lower my position size. So that's the only kind of risk adversity I was able to really take on this one. So crazy. Into a halt. That also hasn't happened in quite some time. I've had that happen once before a few weeks ago, getting an entry into a halt. So this will be unhalted at 05. Gonna keep an eye on that one. Big sell-off. We don't want to be in a stock when it gets halted on the way down. You just don't. And we are. So that kind of sucks. 15.05. Markets are recovering a little bit. That makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. Either way, this is just a bad position to be in. APRN sold off at the same exact time. Makes me think that maybe what we're seeing here isn't something specifically related to WTRH, which makes me also feel a little bit more comfortable because sometimes you'll see these warrants get exercised or something like that. And I did not find, let me actually check again. I don't remember though, specifically, let me quickly check here. It was good that I waited a little bit longer, but I still entered too early. I even said I don't want an early entry. That's just how it goes. Tough days though. It's been a really tough week. It's been a great month, but a tough week. I'm on the wrong stock. That was a really, really aggressive sell-off. Okay, yeah, so from what I remember, there was, yeah, okay, $13 with an exercise price of $13. But we haven't hit that area unless there's something I did not find. Let me quickly see here. No, I think we're fine. Let's see what happens. This halt's going to be really interesting. Satoshi or Boy Claus, nice move, everyone. Everyone sold off at the same time. Hey, Tommy, good to see you. Nice, Heiko. 303, that's a good entry. Well, a better entry than mine. Thanks, Tommy. All right, guys, let's go ahead and watch this entry. Let's think about what we're going to do here. We got another about minute left till this one opens up. I would like to get out of this position fairly quickly. We've had really nice bounces on a lot of these halts, but at the same time, I've seen halts that get halted multiple times and they go down really, really deep, and you just don't really want to be in that. I think 2.5 could be big support, but again, you don't want to be in these big aggressive halts. So let's see what happens here. We got another 30 seconds. Such an aggressive halt on APRN. I like the fact that it opened up before. Kind of could watch this one a little bit. Big bounce. Here we go, guys. Good luck, everyone. That is in this halt. That was intense, guys. That was intense. We made 1 cent a share on WTRH, and we were down over 10% for a second. I didn't know, but I had a good feeling this was going to bounce. Woo! Awesome stuff, Heiko. I also got out alive. That was sketchy, guys. I think whatever you just learned, basically throw it away, because this almost never happens. not just do I almost never see sell-offs that are this aggressive at the same time as another stock, but I also almost never see a bounce this aggressive after a halt. So, you know, if next time a stock gets halted and you're waiting for a big bounce, I don't know, it could be really, really tough. It could be really depressing because it might keep getting halted on the way down. This was really weird. I was not expecting that. Get a sippy cup for trading. Shane, that's actually a really good idea. This morning, I totally spilled my coffee all over the table, and I was like, I hope that never happens when I'm trading. Fun for toys. Good stuff, guys. I almost want to be done for trading after that. So I did 2 trades today. Typically, we'll do, like I said, 3 with the smaller allocation. This is why stocks get halted, guys. This was a good example of a reason a stock gets halted. This is all sell orders getting executed, stop losses getting executed, fear. This is totally unwarranted. You can see the actual prices right around here in the short term. I'm so happy we didn't take that big loss. I tried to get out. I was ready to take the $100 loss. I had no second guess in my mind. Like I was like, I'm out of here. We got lucky that I got halted. At least I got lucky. Nice. So we got 2 trades in the bag. APRN could have been a good little bounce trade in this area, but I'm not trying to rush a stock that just got halted. It's usually not a good idea, but I've been missing a lot of opportunities on APRN, so don't listen to me on it. But I don't know. That was traumatizing. Nice trade, Heiko. Satoshi. That's a good question. I was kind of nervous with BURG because not one of these candles, it was moving for more than, I don't know, a minute before it got halted again, which kind of means the order book is very light on it, which is true because it has 4 of these decimal places, which puts you in a lot of bad positions. Satoshi, I hope you can get out of this one. I'm stuck on 4K shares and I can't sell. Yeah, that's a good question, Heiko. And don't worry, all you have to do is go to stocks. You're using TD Ameritrade. So there's a page in TD Ameritrade where you can see your past history. You know what I'm going to do? Just click on this link when you're logged into TD Ameritrade and you're going to go right to it. I think you're going to prefer this method. BURG just got opened up now at 158. I think this is a big reason I didn't decide to trade BURG is because it has these weird halt moves that don't even make sense. So it looks like it's seeing some big support though in this area. VWAP kind of coming in. We also had a former breakout area. I got wool sweat under leggings on and they are so warm. My legs are on fire. Oh, that coffee just went down the wrong pipe. IFMK pulled almost totally back to where we were wanting to enter it in the morning. It's now 10:11. Satoshi, I hope you got that trade taken care of. MBRX would have been pretty good to hold this thing. It ran all the way up to 08. Wow, another 13%. We really could have squeezed some profit out of that one, but that's really unlikely that that happened. I'm not going to be trading another bounce at 0.6. Hey, Heiko, did that fix your problem? BMRA. So it looks like BMRA, WTRH, APRN all just absolutely got whacked at the same time. That is what I call a crack of momentum. Sometimes you probably hear me saying that on my recap videos or just in general. I look for cracks of momentum on the way up, and that is one of them. Yeah, Satoshi, nice that you only took a $400 loss. Good on you, man. Yeah, you want to get rid of some of those, and yeah, the way BURG was trading it was tough, really tough. I mean, so unclean, and I really think a big reason of that is this really ridiculous order book going on here. I don't know. When I see an order book like this, I oftentimes just totally avoid the stock because I get so annoyed at it. So we went past our max stop loss on this one. Not by a lot, but by about 4.5%, we went past our max 5% stop loss. Right now, it looks like things are pulling back a little bit. Could be a good time for dip buying. The market in general, though, is going up. I'm kind of upset I missed IFMK so many times today. There's so many good trading opportunities on IFMK, and somehow I think a big reason is that order book, but missed a lot of moves on it, which is a little upsetting. Taking my profit. Yeah, Satoshi, you killed it with that first trade this morning. You didn't even have to trade after that. But I know what you mean. Sometimes, you want to take a day and, turn it in from a 10% day to a 15, 20, 30% day. And sometimes it happens. And then when you don't do it, you're like, I don't know, leaving money on the table maybe. Luke, I see your comment, OPGN coming back. Let's go to it. Why did I not click on it? So 2 trades already today. First one, 11% profit. The other one was really sketchy. We walked away with a scratch dollar profit, but it could have been a $100 loss. So, OPGN, nice break above $3, had a pullback as well, and now continuing its rally to the upside. Really nice move here. I don't know how I feel about getting aggressive on these moves after what we just experienced. We're also on the backside of a move here. Big resistance at 3.25. I don't know. I don't think this might end well for OPGN, but happy to have you here, Gabrielle. Where do you count the green days and red days? I'm not sure what you mean by that question. So right here, you can see the indexes, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, NASDAQ, VIX. This is, well, I don't count the VIX. That's the fear index. But all the major indexes are green. That's what I mean by green on the day. RRR holds it up. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I totally got your question. Nice bounce on RRR, Red Rock Resorts. Man, what are these sell-offs, huh? Just absolutely insane. Imagine having this one in your Roth or your like 401k and, you know, having like $100,000 in this. And then it goes from $25, $27 down to $276. That's a 10 times drop. Basically just divide your money by 10. Looks like Heiko got a little trade here. $69, not too shabby, not too shabby at all. With a $1,200 position size. Absolutely wicked, very, very wicked. So yeah, we basically had the similar trade. You had a much nicer entry and a better exit. Solid work there. Solid stuff. Massive drop. Sorry I'm embarrassing you, but very cool trade. No, I don't use the templates. I just, well, I guess you could say I do use the templates, but I just kind of rig some stuff together that I like. I have my little things there. Oh, how do I know it's a third green day? Well, I just, BMRA, for example, I don't really count this green day because this is just kind of chop. I know this is a really hard chart to look at because I have a bunch of lines on it. But here we go. So we have this green day, which doesn't count because this is just part of chop, but this is the first big green day, and this is the second big green day. It could be a red day, but honestly, it's going to be a green day because even if it pulls back all the way to this area, it's still going to be up percentage-wise on the day. It's just going to be red since the open. So this is the second green day for BMRA and APRN. Here we go. This is on its fourth big green day. 1, 2, 3, 4. It had a big crack of momentum, so I'd be very careful with it. But yeah, very, very big moves. And typically, you'll see one big green day. And then less typically, you'll see a second or third green day. Very rarely, you see fourth, fifth green day. And that's when you get these shorts piling on. You get some weird activities going on, like with APRN. I mean, this thing is falling like a rock right now. I might want to trade this at one point. And the reason we get like one big green day and that's it is because there'll be some catalyst on the biotech company, for example, that comes out and everyone's, you know, hopping on it because it got an FDA approval. But in reality, it's not that great. And then kind of people notice that the, I don't know, warrants get exercised, the momentum starts leaving, and then, you know, that stock shoots up. And then by the end of the day, it's already back to where it started. And the next day, it's even lower because sometimes there's dilution of a bunch of other shady stuff that happens. So there's a lot of times these stocks are hard to hold overnight because you might hold 10 overnight and only one of them, you know, has that second, third, fourth green day. But there is ways to kind of look for the right movers. And APRN, I mean, that's a real company doing these home deliveries. And they don't have a lot of spikes to the upside. So any of these kind of moves are a little bit longer term moves, and that's a good sign. You have this one, but technically it came from a bigger move. So you kind of look, what has a stock done historically, and what can we see from this stock again? So historically, this stock around $15 has had a lot of pivots. So here is support, pivot, support, breakdown, came back, retest, breakout, pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe APRN tries to dip down to $15, $14 and had a little bit of a pullback or reversal. Maybe, I don't know, it's tough to say. I mean, it's not an exact science, or else it'd be super easy and everyone would do it, but that's kind of how you start building trade theses. Nice. Boy clause, P-L-A-Y. APRN got halted on the way down twice. Dave & Buster's Entertainment. Oh my God. What is this? This is insane. What are these days? What is going on? The red to green moves today, guys, would have been the ticket, huh? Kind of makes me think about space. What's space doing? This one had a pretty big, similar thing, 16%. That's not that much. That's a cool ticker, P-L-A-Y. Yeah, but with the coronavirus, you could basically throw some of these technical analysis out the window. Dividend yield 1.5%. It's not too great, but it's pretty interesting. Honestly, just blindly buying play and holding it for a week would probably be a good trade. APRN is going to be opening up pretty soon here. Got another 30 seconds, unless it's a 10-minute halt. You like the buy market and sell market? It might be because it's not selected here, right? The sell market, buy market. You might have to be looking for it here in the customizations, which you can just click on with this gear icon. But I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about. And if that's not what you're talking about, then it's probably over here in the active trader, or which one is it? Chart 2, chart 3. It's one of these. Let me quickly watch APRN. So yeah, one of these on the sides. I would go ahead and click on a few of those. So quick little spike down to $17. 7% bounce already. This first pullback, 29% drop. This second pullback, 26% drop. So when a stock drops this much, it has a lot of bounce potential, not just because people are dip buying, but on a stock like APRN, there's going to be a lot of shorts on it. So there's also going to be people covering their positions. And to close a short position, you have to cover, which means you have to buy back your shares. I'm sure you guys are all fairly aware with that. But sometimes it's good to think about the basics, because on moves like this, they really make a difference. That's a 16% bounce in 2 candles. You don't get that all the time. It doesn't really look like the bounce is over just yet. I would like to buy this, but I'm not sure just when. Between $14 and $15, I think. Unless the move's over. Small position in Pixie. Pixie's an interesting one. Pixie hit also a big resistance area. I don't know. Pixie, it was so lightly traded in the last few days. Yeah, so this is the resistance area I was talking about. It has the 180-day moving average right here above it. Was acting as support. I'm guessing you had a nice little dip buy on it, huh? 42%. Nice move though, if you got that dip. Is short? Oh, you never got squeezed out of a position. A short squeeze is when a stock runs up, starts going exponential, kind of like APRN. And a reason it's doing that isn't necessarily because people are buying the breakouts, but because shorts are getting squeezed out of their position. So if you, let's say, went short here at 25 and you're like, okay, this is it, the stock's going to go down, and then this happens and the price breaks out of 25 and you're like, I got to get out of my position, you're buying back your shares, so you're squeezing the price up. You can also call it a short squeeze when shorts are forced to close their positions on these exact kind of moves. And that's why you have these big runs sometimes over multiple days, because your brokerage, TD Ameritrade, will call you, or they won't call you. They'll do this automatically. They'll force buy back your shares that you shorted, basically just creating an automatically auto squeeze, basically, because you need to maintain margin on your position. APRN, guys, is really dropping like a rock. Oh man, Lord, what did I just click on? But yeah, you don't want to get squeezed out of a position. This is going to be tough to trade. If we wanted to trade this one, it's obviously halted right now. Just thinking, I'd want a smaller position size. Markets are going green. That's a good sign. APRN is still dropping like a rock. This is a big dip it's taking here. 15%. I would like to buy it if it cracks 15, I think. I don't know. I could be totally missing this one. No, Shane, I have not done any trades on APRN. I've missed all 4 days. I don't know how. Yeah, APRN's halted. Just saying with IFMK. Yeah, IFMK could be an interesting move. If it really holds this area, this could be a big green day tomorrow for IFMK. You know, it's in the beginning of a potentially big move to the upside, but also $3 is some serious long-term resistance. I don't do overnight trading with this small count challenge because I like to have my trades available every morning. If I started trading these overnight ones, I would not be able to trade it anymore. So that's why I do a bit of that with my RA account. IRA. Yeah, Peter, that's probably a good idea. It's 10:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got I'll be probably trading for another 19 minutes maybe. I'll typically be done trading now, but we got one more trade available, and APRN and a lot of other stocks are just falling off a cliff right now. APRN is about to go red on the day. It's red on the open, but it's still green on the day by 1%. Let me think about this for a second. We got 5 more minutes, so at the 34, 33, like 58. I got to keep an eye on that, 33.58. So long-term chart, you probably go ahead and add these big buttons like here, buy, market, buy, sell. But I don't like having any buttons on this one. I don't trade on this chart. I just kind of look at the long term. I'm not sure if that was also your question again, sorry. All right, we got another 58 seconds before APRN opens up. This is going to be pretty intense. I don't know if I'm going to trade it. There's a good chance I'm not going to trade it. I kind of just want to watch it. If I just so happen to see a potential and reversal, then I might trade it. But I don't know. It's tough to say. I'm honestly a bit traumatized of what happened last time. Last time it was halted, it also kept on going down for 2 big candles. That's very aggressive. Not the last time, but the first time. All right, guys. Here we go. Good luck, everyone. No, don't tell me this is a 10-minute halt again. No, here we go. 1520, just hit 1550. Already huge bounce back to 16.2. This could be the bounce. That could have been it. Who knows? I have no idea. 6% move already. This could be a really strong bounce. I'm not going to trade it. I wanted to see a break from 15. Okay, this actually might break 15. $14.27 could be a really nice bounce area. I think that might be a little too conservative, but if we got an entry at $14.27, I'd be pretty happy with that. I don't know if we're going to get it. Looks like we're about to bounce right now. Big volume candle here. Yep, here we go. There's the bounce. No? Oh, it's tough to say. This is usually when I'm looking for an entry after a big volume candle, but today is just one of those days where I'm just going to be extra careful on everything I do. A lot of buyers here. A lot of buyers at 1463 as well. I also feel like if I was long, I don't know if I'd want to be selling my position exactly right now either, you know? $14.6. $14.5. Just got an entry on this one. $13.79. Still a lot of selling going on at $13.79. This might get halted here. Down about 3% on this position. Oh man, it got halted. Two halts. I got in 2 halts today. That is very rare for me to get into these halts. Heiko, what was your entry on this one? Did you get an entry? I didn't have the best entry, 27. I'm actually surprised it ripped through this area so hard. I've never gotten halted on the way down twice in one day. Well, that was the entry I'm looking for. I can't really get upset with that. That's, you know, everything that I was trying to do on that trade. So there it goes. BMRA getting absolutely destroyed again here. This looks like it's APRN 2.0. So APRN is now down 15% on the day. Huge, huge, huge dip. I mean, this could easily go to 10%. We could be down 25% on this trade. I mean, it could go fast. You just don't know. 13, 14% dip here, 30% dip there. These sell-offs are just insane, absolutely insane. Set to buy at 12.26. Yeah, interesting spot. That's kind of where we had this double bottom here. Or that would be a double bottom, right? They're almost always 5 minutes, Kang. So this is a New York Stock Exchange. Maybe the New York Stock Exchange is a little bit different. 1 second, hold. NASDAQ. So I think with APRN, I should have been probably more cautious and waited for a reversal to kind of start showing up on the order book. Placing a limit order, I don't always do that. I do that more when on a stock that moves slower. I don't know. I gotta think about this in the recap later on today. Just kind of, you know, what would have been the right decision. This is going to open up fairly soon here, 42 minute at 42.14. So we got another, basically a minute. They're typically always 5 minute holds though. Sometimes they're 10-minute holds. It just doesn't say. Look how many times this thing's been halted today. A few times on the way up, a few times on the way down. Again, we took a smaller position size on this one. Here we go, guys. It's going to get unhalted really, really soon. I'm still looking for halts. Let's just watch this out of the gates, see what happens here. Markets are a little slowing down a little bit. Last time it opened up a few seconds later as well. Not sure why. Should be open already. Maybe it's a 10-minute hold. This is really confusing that they don't say that on here. Yes, hold. Just opened up. Went down to $11, guys. $11. Huge, huge hold. Wow, I've never seen that happen before. We were down 20% on this one. What an absolute disaster of a trade. This is why I use small position sizes on a day like today. We have huge buyers coming in now. I think it was just halted again. Well, this is going to have to go a little bit into my tuition fund where I just call, you know, learning mistake, I guess, on that end. Wow, that was insane. I'm still, no, I'm not. No, I'm right on the day officially. That was the most aggressive hold I've ever gotten into. I'm also not sure why the hold was delayed. Technically, this is right now getting halted on the way up. I'm going to be a little bit more careful with this entry or this exit. Some part of me honestly wants to average down right now. Peter, that's a falling knife. Yeah, you're super right. That is a falling knife. And this is typically why I don't dip buy halted stocks. I kind of broke my rules today a little bit. Traded with a smaller position size, which made me feel a little bit okay about that decision. But yeah, you know, a day like today, these are just days you don't see all the time. This is also something that happens with these stocks that are, you know, fourth big green day. Again, this is why I don't trade breakouts on fourth big green days. So we're going to see this one at 48. Yeah, big bounces here across the board. Tesla, a really strong bounce as well. My TOS is really starting to freeze up. So I think there's more volume kind of seeping into the markets. APRN really got whacked. At least I didn't rush into the entry, but I probably should have waited on it. I should have seen how it performed a little bit more. NBRX was really the winner of the day. I could have probably closed up shop with this one. Then we had that really sketchy trade with BUR. No, wait, which one was that next one? I think it was BURG. Got halted on this one, but we made it out alive. Not BURG, BMRA. Just trying to like do a little mental recap of what's happened so far. Wait a second. There's something with a B, no? No, it's WTRH. With WTRH, had a good second bounce in this area, 10%, 11%. I think what happened with APRN was really somehow unprecedented. It has $250 million of volume. It ran up so much in the last few days. But a spike down like this back to $10, I was not expecting that. Satoshi, you should check out, you should get in contact with TD Ameritrade. They'll definitely be able to help you. They have some really, really good support. All right, we got another 30 seconds till the market opens on APRN. We were halted on the way down, and now we're halted on the way up. I don't really know what to make out of it, but if I can get out of this trade for a 10% loss or something like that, I would be happy. I don't think it's going to be a profitable trade. I almost 100% don't think it's going to be a profitable trade, but I do think we might retest this support zone, which is now new resistance. And I basically entered above this zone a little bit. So let's see what happens here. This is going to be a really interesting open. And remember, the open seems to be always delayed about 30 seconds or so. A little prayer is always good. Here we're having spike up to the little spike here. Let's see what kind of bounce we get out of this. 12.5 seems to be the current battleground. Big buyers on the order book. Check this out. 12.5, huge, 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 huge buyers. It was just halted again. What is going on? At least it was halted in the right direction this time. Is anyone else in this trade? This is just an emotional roller coaster. So yeah, buying again would have been a pretty interesting idea. I don't think any orders would have actually gone through though. So if we came back to where my order was, my entry, we'd be looking for about a 42, 43% bounce. That's huge. I don't really expect it. But if I'm able to get out for, you know, a 10% loss or something like that wouldn't be as bad. It's really good. I used a tiny position size. So we used 70 shares. Yeah, we're in with about $998, which is much lower. Satoshi got in at 15. Yeah, 15 was my original thought. But the bounce is weak, so maybe getting out at 15 again would have. It's so tough. This thing's just been moving so quick. I don't know. Satoshi, weren't you supposed to be done trading for the day? Keith, I think everything's doing a huge move. Yeah, sometimes with trading rules, it's like you forget why you have them after they maybe don't work for a little bit, but then you remember why you have them, and there's usually a good reason for it. And trading halts on the way down, there's a reason I typically don't do it, because you don't know how bad it's going to be. And check out how many times APRN's been halted, or BMRA. I mean, that was not, oh my God, these B ones are really confusing me. BURG, this one was halted so many times today on the way up and on the way down. I think this was such a tricky stock to trade. Trading that first maybe pullback, but I don't know. You also don't want to be on the wrong side of that. Crazy, crazy day. This is going to be an interesting halt. I think it's going to be a little bit more calm than the last one. Calm open at least. 51.38. 48. we're back at break even on the day, so it's basically like we didn't make any money or lose any money at this current time, which sucks because we had a really nice initial trade with MBRX. So 53.50 is when it should be opening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was more like 54.30 or 54.20. I see you saying Chicho, G-I-I-I. I don't know what that is. G3 Apparel. I think I've heard of that before. I'm not really big in the retail sector, but wow, big bounce off of 2.96. 146%. Doesn't trade pre-market for some reason. NASDAQ stock. A bit of a consolidation here. Might have a nice continuation soon. Honestly, doing a lot of these dip buys on these big stocks, I think today could be the money move. 70, 100% bounces off the bottom is just insane. Boy Claws out of MBY. And it's always okay to break even. It's basically a full day of learning for free. Here we go, opening up, 1297, we just hit it. Let's see if we can get a little bit bigger pop here to the upside, still waiting for it. Having some difficulties around 13. I would like to get out on the EMA before the EMA 15-minute. So I'm going to keep an eye out for this one. That was a big volume candle to the upside. You know, I think there's probably a chance that this bounce could go all the way back to the VWAP, something around $17, $18, maybe even 19. I'm not going to trade that, and I think that's a super gamble, but I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw that in the recap video. Those numbers get reached. So let's see what happens here. We're potentially going to break above 14. 13.8, 13.6. Wow, this 13.5 spread on this is just ridiculous. Big orders everywhere. Big green volume still. Might break back above 14. If we break back above 14, I might have a tear of joy. 13 point, no, it doesn't look like it. Big pullback right now. We got the 15-minute EMA coming in. We had two big green volume candles, but it looks like the 14 is just big time resistance right now. Selling wasn't that strong. Still. Let's see if we can break 14. $14 getting chipped away right now. Big selling just came through though. I don't know. Might be at the top. I think that was just the top. 13.75. Big sellers piling up there. $13.77. Selling volume filling up here. $13.77. 13.8. I'm surprised it's still going, to be honest. Real big dips have real big bounces. 14. Here we go. I would never be holding this long on any other stock, on almost any other move. 14.2, 14.21. $14.20, there's some really big resistance, and we just tapped it. $14.30. The first pullback is happening now. $15-minute EMA. That's kind of what I was waiting for. I was waiting for us to tap the 15-minute EMA. Strong, strong bounce. Let's see. Where's the price? I don't see it. Order book is a huge spread. 94 might exit here any second. And I'm going to go ahead and try to exit here on the 90. Just missed that. And we are out of this position. I think it could keep breaking back above 14. I wanted to see it in one smooth motion. I don't think this bounce is over, and I honestly think it's going to go back above 15. This is going to be a long, aggressive bounce. Anytime you see the sell-off happen that strong, I feel like seeing a 60, 70, 80% bounce isn't that unlikely. We took a small loss on this one, which is totally fine. I could even close for a small profit. I was kind of curious just to see how much it was going to go. I do think, like I said, it's going to go back above 15. Oh yeah, here we go. 14, 14.35. This is what I was waiting for. Sometimes though, you get these big flash crashes down, and I didn't want to be part of one of those, so I decided to get out of this. 14.50, 14.48. Phew! Absolutely insane. What a crazy day. What a ripper of a day. 14.43. Volume's definitely fading, but I think this move is not over yet. I think it's going to go above the 15-minute EMA. I didn't have enough conviction, and I didn't want to be part of a big, 10-20% dip to the downside, which is also likely. Wow, let me check the order book. What are you guys doing? Get lots of volume on it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's true. It's a good call. I'm also worried about a fast dip down, and that's what you see near the end of these bounces. If this is the end, I don't know if this is the end. APRN, guys, recap. I'm going to recap the hell out of this one. I could have closed for a break even, but I wanted to see if we can hit 15 in a short period of time. And this is what I was talking about. This is what I was scared of right here. Boom, all of a sudden you're down 10% and potentially even more, even 15% if it does another one of those red candles. Or it's going to keep moving to the upside. Maybe that was the perfect time for a little entry. I don't know. At this point, to me, it's a bit of a guessing game. I'm super happy we were able to walk away with a small loss on APRN. What a wild trade. I've never been in such a bad halt in my life. 26% halt. I think that was more of like a 30% halt, actually, from where I entered. Whew! What a day, Shane. Yep, you said it. So we walked away green today. We walked away with like 10% profit based on our position sizes. So today was actually a great day based on that allocation we had per trade. So about $1,000 on each trade on average. And we're up $100, $104. We had one winner, one scratch, and one loser. And yeah, just really good fun. APRN back above $14. Like I said, I don't think this move is over. I think that bounce or that dip was so strong. Like I said beginning, we have shorts covering, right? We have dip buyers. So that's like two big market driving forces just slamming all in at like $10, which is a whole number. Beautiful pivot zone, long-term support and resistance. I don't know, that was crazy. I really need a beer. I need to stop drinking coffee and I just need to drink a beer. For the Corona crisis, I made sure to buy a whole case of wine. Primitivo. I'm about to have some bolognese tonight, and it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. It's going to be so nice. Live to trade another day. Thanks, Luke. Great, good discipline, great attitude. The discipline was questionable. Attitude, I appreciate it. I definitely held on to a loser probably too long, but at the same time, there's almost at no point I was able to get out earlier until this area. All right, guys, let's wrap up there. I think we all need a break. I'm done with trading for the day. I used my 3 trades and walked away profitable, so I'm gonna definitely give a little thank you to the market gods today, and probably Heiko's prayer helped a little bit as well. So I will, Anthony's still holding NBY. Let's quickly check out NBY. I haven't thrown that one up on the charts because I was so focused on APRN. Wow, NBY, what is this total madness here? Later, Paul. Thanks, Will. Anthony, you're crazy. Where did you find NBY from? Were we trading NBY? Why does it sound so familiar? We have these support and resistance levels mapped out for it. Big move here. Nice little move. Not little. Actually, the move is ridiculous. This is one of those stocks though that have, one big green day and then they pull back to Neverland. One big green day. This is actually a second big green day, but it has a lot of these, failed spikes like this one. Interesting. This one actually kind of has 2 or 3 green days somehow in it. Interesting move, NBY. I'm done trading for the day though, but solid move. Up $1,200. That's what I like to see. Shane, take care as well. Have a great day. Yep. You too. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Tomorrow's Friday, last trading day of the week. Super looking forward to it. Let's continue this epic month and let's not get halted in again. That's kind of sketchy. Till next time, guys. Don't forget to like the button. I appreciate each and every one of them. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I'd love to see you again. Yeah, guys. Ciao.